I get asked a lot about nut milks and how to make them, and not only how to make them, how long they store for. And my answer to you is they don't store for long, but you can freeze them. Okay, so if I made a whole like an almond milk here, I would use probably this much in a couple of days, if this is me, okay, this much in a couple of days, this much in a couple of days, and I would freeze them because in 2 days it goes off. And that's what whole food does. It goes off. So freezing your nut milks in a Ziploc bag is a really awesome way to, to have them on tap and also not waste ingredients. So that's really important to remember. So let's just make a standard almond milk and see what that looks like, and then let's play around what we can do with that. Okay, so a standard nut milk for me, so your equipment is a blender and a nut bag. Okay, your standard nut milk would be 1 cup of almonds, and you would use 1, let's count together, say 3 cups of water. Let's just make that a standard recipe for an almond milk. I'm going to blend this, I reckon, for about 30 seconds. 30 seconds. Okay, and we're done here. The next step is, so this is a stand, there's nothing in here at all except for the, is there any mason jars at the back there? Except for the water. Oh, the coconut and mango bread is in the oven and it smells delicious. Thank you, my dear. Thank you very much. Okay, then we're going to strain this. And a lot of people ask me, what can I do with the almond pulp that's left over? There's 2 things you can do with it. The first thing you can do with it is put it in the compost bin. Second thing you can do with it is give it to the chooks. And the third thing you can do with it is dehydrate it in a dehydrator for 24 hours to get all the moisture out. Alrighty. This is amazing. So you're taking the corner of the nut bag and the other corner of the nut bag, and what I do is I just wrap that around like that. Okay, and you're squeezing. You're milking a nut. That's what you're doing, let's be honest. And you're left with all this pulp. Dehydrate it, give it to the chooks, put it in the compost bin. Dehydrating it, though, will take you a good 24 hours to get all that moisture out. And then you can use it as almond meal. And you can put it into any of the cakes or any of the balls that we've made and just swap that around if that's what you're into. Just gives you a few options. Okay, check this out. This is what it looks like at the end. You're left with this. And it does take a while to dehydrate, actually, because it's really, you don't want to put it in the dehydrator like that. You just want to sprinkle it out so it's all done. All right, let's just put this in the compost bin, because that's what I'm going to do. All right, now we've got a standard nut milk. What can you do with that almond milk? That's the next step. You can turn this almond milk into just about anything. I love the idea. Let's pour it into here. I love the idea, and let's set that aside because we'll use that in a minute. Oh, it smells beautiful, really beautiful. Okay, if I was going to do something with this, I would put the coconut milk with the almond milk together to make something a little bit different. This will just take things to the next level. So the coconut milk that we made, you all know how to make that now. This is a really cool drink, super, super yummy. And I'm just going to make one for myself. I'm not going to make a lot of it, okay? So I've got a little bit of almond milk, equal quantities of almond and coconut. Yummy. And I'm going to add some cinnamon to this. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to add some vanilla. Sorry, vanilla to this. Just a drizzle. I'm going to have a pinch of salt to bring out flavour. So the vanilla, I've used vanilla extract, and I've used about half a teaspoon, okay? So if you used seeds or something, you just have to whisk that up a lot to break those seeds up. So about half a teaspoon of seeds or half a teaspoon of extract, and I've used extract. Gorgeous. And now I want some honey or some maple. It's up to you, okay, what you want to sweeten your nut milk with. This is a yummy, yummy little drink. So delicious. So Cynthia doesn't like it too sweet, so I'm just going to put what I like in there. So I'm going to add maple. You're welcome to add honey. And now I need a delicious glass. Let's have a look at something that's going to shine through. Okay, let's have a taste. This is a really beautiful drink. Straight into here. Depending how big your glass is, it's equal quantities, okay? And then I want a little splash of cinnamon just on it. Just like that. That is a beautiful way of getting some good fats into you. And it's a delicious, delicious way of, if you're feeling hungry, okay, and you've already eaten, you're still hungry, this is a great way to fill yourself up with, and it's really tasty. So mixing the two milks together is super delicious. So let's set that aside. That's one. Let's go on to the next one. Let's get some Brazil nuts. Okay, let's use 1 cup of Brazil nuts. Put that almond milk just there so we know it's almond milk. And let's put some almonds in front of it so we know what it is. So we don't get mixed up. 1 cup of Brazil nuts. This is so much fun. I'm so glad that you guys get to learn this. And we're going to put 2 cups of water to the Brazil nut milk. You're going to blend. Sorry, you're going to process. Okay, all right. Back into this bowl. I want to wash things up every 5 minutes, so it's all good to do it like this. Okay. Once again, like this. Once again, just wrap that around, taking the corner to the middle, and slowly just milking that nut. It's kind of like, look at it. Who would have thought you could milk a nut? Okay, that last little bit, I'm squeezing out. Okay, once again, dehydrate if you want to, but straight into the compost bin for me. Okay, I'm going to wash this. Brazil nuts have quite a strong... Oh, and how to wash your nut bag exactly like this, okay? This is exactly how you wash your nut bag. Don't worry about using soaps or anything like that. You just got to get into the corners. So turning it inside out, and make sure you get into the corners, and then you make sure you get around. You know, it's got a label on it. Oh, look at this one. Ah. And this is how I wash my nut bag. Okay, so we'll just put that aside. And I always hang it out. Sorry guys, on the cameras, I always hang it out inside out, okay? So let that sit there for a minute. Now back over here. This is an awesome recipe. What can we do here? So we have a taste first. Really interesting flavour. So some nutmeg and some cinnamon. Into my Brazil nut milk. I love nutmeg, it's so delicious. Now look how many times I'm doing this, about 15 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, about that much. I want a little splash of cinnamon. Okay, I want a splash of vanilla. Scott, would you mind getting me the ice? Some ice? I'll give you a bowl. Scott's just going to grab me some ice and we can take this further. Thank you. Thanks. Awesome. Let's put this aside. So I'm just going to give this a little bit of a whisk. So I've got some nutmeg and I've got some cinnamon. I'm going to have a pinch of salt once again. I'm going to have some honey in this one. As much as you like. You can use Rapadura sugar. You could use dates, anything you like. Give it another mix. This is just one way to take nut milks to the next level. Really makes a big difference in your porridges and your chia seed puddings. Oh my God, sublime. I'm just going to rinse this out. This is great. I'm so glad we're doing this together. Straight back into here. Oh, let's get all that goodness out, hey? Can't leave any of that there. Okay, into there. Loads of ice from the beautiful Mr. Scott. Okay, back onto here. Okay, I'm going to blend, and I want this to be super creamy and chunky with ice, okay? Almost like a frappe. That's what I'm after. Let's have a taste. Beautiful, light and tangy. Light and tangy, like light and creamy. This makes a great, great pick-me-up, especially for men. The Brazil nuts are especially important for men. Okay. Okay. There we go. And we just want to put a little dusting of cinnamon on that. Awesome. And I also want to put a couple more drizzles of honey on that, just because I can. Okay. And then I want to grab a straw. There's something about Brazil nut milk. It's really good. It's different. It's really different. Guys, try this. You get about 2, I reckon, out of this. Okay. I love it. Okay. There's our Brazil nut milk. I made a huge mess. Check it out. It's okay. Let me just clean up a bit and we'll get on to the next one, okay? Oh my God, it's really good. Okay, Ruben's got one. I've got one. Scott's had some. All right. Cashew milk. Let's do something with cashew milk. Here we go. 1 cup of cashews. Raw cashews, not roasted. Doesn't work with roasted for some reason. Just doesn't taste right. It's weird. Standard milk, okay? Remember this. So the almond and the cashew is the same. 3 cups of water. Okay. Now we're going to take this next level from here, okay? I'm going to pinch of salt. We're going to add some dried dates. I was just looking for them then. Now you could add medjool dates if you like, whatever you want to add. So I'm going to add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 dates for me. And then I'm going to come over here and add some Where is that open butterscotch? This is it. I'm going to add some butterscotch to this milk. I'm going to add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 drops to there. I'm going to add a little splash of vanilla. There's a little trolley going on in the background. That's okay. That's life, right? So about half a teaspoon of vanilla. Okay, there's only dates in there. There's no other sweetener, okay? It's up to you if you want to change this and add more sweetener in it. I'm going to blend. Now, because of the dates, I'm going to blend for a good 2 minutes. There's that trolley again. Oh, funny stuff goes on behind the scenes. All right. Now I'm going to strain this. Same, yeah? Same, meaning remember how to hold your nut bag. Ends up. Come on, ends. Oh. Tricky business. Not much pulp in this one, hey. Cashews are super creamy. Like they don't hold much pulp at all. Look, just a tiny bit. Okay, straight into there. And then back over here. And then there's trolleys going on outside. Lots of noise. It's so cool that you guys get to do this. And remember, you don't have to make big bottles of it either. Like 1 cup that's enough. You don't need like 5 cups of water. A lot of people do that. I've done that before too. Just the 1 cup of nuts in the almond and the cashew is just perfect. Okay, let's have a taste. This is super creamy, this stuff. This is like, how can I explain this? This is like a rich, decadent milk. Like super rich, decadent milk. So what I want to do with this, can you grab me some more ice, Scott? Thank you, thank you. What I want to do with this is I want to pour into a glass so you can see it. See how thick and creamy it is? Like this is really thick and creamy. I'm just going to give this a rinse. Very similar to the Brazil nut milk. Very, very similar. But something a bit different with the dates in it. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Some ice in here. No, I'm only going to make enough for me. I'm not going to use all of this. Like I said, this freezes really well. Okay, now there's no other sweetener in this, remember? I do want to add some vanilla. Okay, fun. Oh. We're ready to rock and roll. Need a glass. Let me have a taste. This is very vanilla-y and very creamy. It's awesome. Just want to fill that up to the top. Once again, cinnamon, it's going to bring out flavour. And if you feel like it and you want to, add more sweetener to it, do it, okay? Cinnamon, my fantastic bamboo straws. So good. I want more sweetener. I just want a little bit more sweetener. Okay. Give that a good stir. This is beautiful. This is like a snack. There we go. A really beautiful, thick cashew milk. And what I'm going to do with the rest of this, I'm going to freeze it, or I'm going to keep it and everyone's just going to drink it. I can make milkshakes out of this, what's left over. I can add some cacao in there, which is really awesome. Let's do that now, actually, and add some cacao to this so you can see what it looks like. Super rich and creamy, very different to the Brazil nut milk, very, very different. I've got some cacao. The cacao is quite bitter, so I want a little bit more sweetener in it, so I want more honey. So I'm going to add a couple of tablespoons of cacao and a little bit more honey, or some honey because there's none in there. There's the dates in there. I just want it to be sweet, chocolatey drink, icy chocolatey drink. And my ice. And this just breaks it up. Okay. Okay, great. Let's try this. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. It's amazing what you can do with cashew milk. There we go. Don't want too much chocolate in there. Okay. A couple of straws, and boom. And just a little bit of chocolate on the top. There we go. That, my friends, is pretty much a shortcut on what you can do with milks. So just remember, the cashew milk is the creamiest milk. So we've added 1 cup of cashews and 3 cups of water. Now you can strengthen that and have it not so creamy by adding 1 cup of cashews and 4 to 5 cups of water, okay? I just want that thick, rich creaminess. With the almond milk, it's the same thing. You can add more water if you want it less, but notice how the almond milk wasn't so rich and thick and creamy as the cashew. Really interesting, hey? And how we're adding spices and dates and sweetener to these milks just to change them around a bit. How we're mixing milks together, like the coconut and the almond, which is really, really, really awesome to do. And how they freeze very, 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 very well, yeah? Which is awesome. Okay, enjoy this process. Yummy. It's really like a milkshake. Once you get used to having things like this will be your good. You'll be taking it to work in a, you know, the coffee flasks, the furnace? It's a furnace, right?
Thermos.
Yep, thermos. I'd be taking these cold to work and having this as a snack. Awesome, maybe once a week. A beautiful nut milk. I don't really have cereals and things like that in porridges in the morning. Sometimes I do. And I go for it for a good week, but then I won't have it again for another 6 months. I would use this milk. But other than that, I would have this once a week as a really great way of adding some fantastic plant fat into my world, okay? So it wouldn't be every day, it'd be like once a week. This is just beautiful. And to mix it up with those spices, I think it's epic. Okay, awesome. Nut milks of epic glory. Let me know what you do. There's a chai nut milk mix. You could put your chai tea in there. You could add more cacao and chocolate in there, and put some cayenne pepper in there. Make a Mexican chocolate mix. You could put what else could you put in there? Some dried bananas to make a real concentrate banana kind of mix. There's so much things you could do. All right, awesome. It's awesome. That's all I have. Enjoy. Ready? Action! Smack. Snot just came out of my nose.
Yeah, some vanilla.
Do you want to set that up, Phil? That's the ultimate.
Don't, Scott.
Bat in the cave. Bat in the cave. Let's hear some booger action.
Did you say action?
I said booger
Oh,
action.